I want to know your thoughts around it. I want to know
right.
if you think it's going to be the future of how we
So I'm
do
really
business.
clear on it. So I'm really clear on it.
Yeah. I want to explain it to me. Give us a rundown.
Okay, so I'm not going to. I won't explain for people that don't know.
Give it a
it's a
30
form of
second,
cryptocurrency. There's 3 parts to it. Okay, the first part is Facebook has created a foundation called the Libra Foundation, and the Libra Foundation will be the stewards of this new cryptocurrency, which is called Libra. And I wouldn't call it a true cryptocurrency. It's a quasi cryptocurrency, a half kind of cryptocurrency, where instead of having a permissionless database that anyone can participate on and mine out coins, it's going to be what's called a stable coin, where it's based on a benchmark of a certain number of coins. They say that there will be up to 100 parties in this foundation.
Yeah.
Right, currently there's 28 or 27.
Yeah.
Includes MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, Uber, Andreessen, Horowitz, eBay, a number of others. They say it'll go up to 100.
What if any one of those fails? What if one of those companies fails? What happens then?
No, they don't. They're just part of a foundation.
Right, okay.
It's got nothing to do with the company's operations.
Yeah.
They put in $10 million to be part of this thing, and they all have a vote.
Yeah.
Right? Facebook gets 2. I don't know if you noticed that. Facebook gets 2 because Facebook's part of it, and so is Calibra.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Calibra there.
Mate, don't worry. The Zuck buck.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So what they do is they're a foundation, and they are the nodes that keep the blockchain for this cryptocurrency. The blockchain will be open source so that people can build applications on top of it. Right? The Libra cryptocurrency will be its own thing, and Facebook will. So that's the second bit, and Facebook will launch a new company which is a subsidiary of Facebook called Calibra, which is, I'm going to call it a digital wallet that enables you to buy and sell things using Libra.
Yeah, right. Like the bank that Libra that Libra sits in, kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if the other organisations in the Libra Foundation will launch their own. I don't think they will. There's a lot of details which are a little bit sketchy. Personally, I think this is really, really bad news because it's not a cryptocurrency. I'm a strong believer in crypto. I'm a strong believer in permissionless cryptocurrency that anyone can participate in, and you put the currency into the world and the currency is its own thing, because currency is like a language. Currency is like a language in that it goes out there and no one owns or controls it. It just becomes its own thing. Fiat currency I trust a lot more, and the reason that I trust it, or cryptocurrency, more than Libra, is because at least I can vote in and out of government. I can't vote in and out Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think that even though he says that, we'll never share data. Like, one of the things they said is we'll never share data with Calibra, with Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, they said in the past, they said we could never integrate WhatsApp and Instagram. It would be too hard. They've already integrated them.
Yeah.
And basically, did you know Europe only allowed the WhatsApp purchase for 9 MB, saying that you're not allowed to integrate the 2 data points? They already did it. What did the regulators do? They probably gave them a $4 billion fine, and Facebook went, here's a few stacks. They probably just made it rain to get rid of that.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I think it's really terrible, because here's what happens. If you want to have tyranny or someone overtake a country, you need 3 things. First, you need to control the media. Then you need to control the money, and then you build an army. Stage 2. Welcome to stage 2, people.
Well,
I think that governments around the world, if I was the head economist for Australia or the Prime Minister, I'd be saying, not in our country, you're not. I know that France have already said that, and Germany are looking at it, and they're saying, we're not just going to let you have a currency. You know, every sovereign country in the world has a law against you Kerr dollars. You're not allowed to just launch Kerr dollars and do your own currency. You know, there's laws against that in every sovereign country in the world. Why are we going to let him do it?
Facebook has played it really well.
They've set it up. They set it up in Switzerland.
They've waited. They've waited for all the cryptocurrencies, all the crypto startups around the world to push the legislation. Up until the point where the governments are like, oh yeah, okay, cool, we can somehow accept this. And Facebook comes along and says, all right, cool, you're kind of open now, you've been warmed up to it. Here we are, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, and what they've done by stealth is they've brought in all these other organisations who are an absolute stooge just to get Facebook to do what they want. If you notice, there's no banks in there, there's no Google, there's no Amazon.
There wouldn't be any banks
in
there, would there?
No, there's zero.
No. But they said they're open to allowing Google in there.
Yeah, but you know...
because Uber and Lyft are in there.
Yeah, Uber and Lyft and Spotify.
So they're happy to have... Because... Okay, so if there's 100 people in this, stewardship or whatever,
100 corporations.
Yeah, 100 votes. 100 votes is what I was meaning to say.
Yeah.
So Facebook only gets 2 votes. And what happens? So they've got double anyone else, but that's 2 out of 100.
So something interesting. You know,
but it doesn't seem to me, like from what I've read, which is not as much as what you've read, I'm tipping. But from what I've read,
I read the whole white paper.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't. I've read 750 words.
It seems plausible that what they've done here, there's no chicanery.
Yeah.
It seems like that. But even if there is no chicanery and it's just a currency or whatever, I still wouldn't let a private corporation do it. Forget that. Let's say there's going to be no privacy invasions because it's based on cryptography and it's on a blockchain and it's great and it's a stable coin, so there's no risk of people gambling against it and losing their money, and they can use it to transact, and it's going to help the unbanked, the 1.6 billion people who don't have access to bank accounts, to people who come and work in Australia and send money to their home country. They get ripped off to the max, and they could send that almost costless. Look, there could be a lot of upside, and it may well be that they do the right thing. But I just look at the history of whether or not I can trust this person, and the answer is a clear no. And even with these countries, I think that Visa and MasterCard have made the worst business decision in history. Think about it. They already are in, 80% of all business transactions that happen on the internet, and they handed the credibility keys straight over to Mark Zuckerberg. They should never have done it with him. They should do their own crypto. We're now doing Visa crypto, and we're going to have a Visa wallet that you can use on any social media and everywhere. What, are they crazy?
So why would they do that, though?
Because they're stupid.
No, but they're not stupid.
But they are.
But they can't be stupid.
But they are stupid. No, but they are.
Intelligent people in the world.
No, but they don't. Here's the thing that you forget, is that what happens when you get an organisation, you get groupthink, right? And you get fear. And you get decisions based on this company going, and if we don't get in bed, they'll do it without us. And then we'll be out of business. And we have to get in there. It's join. It's like, if you can't beat them, join them. See, I don't think that... See, what happens is the average intelligence of any organisation is normalised through breadth. The more people you have, it just represents a normal...
Yeah, I'm listening to
I think it's the worst business decision in history, and we're watching it live.
You're correct in terms of fear, because those companies, MasterCard and Visa, would have seen the increase of crypto and seen...
and they're scared.
And they would have seen, there's a challenge, and then they get offered a seat on the table.
Yeah.
And they're like, why not? That's the thinking.
Where do you think
it's a fear, and then why not have a seat at the table instead of just sitting back, right? Because right now they're sitting back watching 200-300
But have you noticed how
startups.
none of the others have a startup that actually is the wallet of where the money goes? Who owns that?
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook owns that. That's where the power is. That foundation is just a ruse. That's like
but you can't have a ruse that's big. That's that big.
Really?
But,
of course you can.
No. But
have you heard of lobbying?
No. But to my point, so there's some pretty handy people that sit at the top of Google, Spotify, Uber,
and
Andreessen Horowitz. Like Zuckerberg, I would say, controls Zuckerberg and Page and like the Google guys, Page
Larry
and Sergey, whatever, and then Jeff Bezos. Those 4 hold the power. But all those other guys that are in that...
And Tim Cook?
Say that Tim Cook... Tim Cook's not even close to those other 4, I don't think. But...
I don't
top 5.
know.
If it's a 5, let's just, for the sake of conversation, top 5, Tim Cook's in there. But if you have 100... So there's those 5. If you take the other 95 most powerful CEOs in the world and you put them in an organisation where they have 1 vote and Facebook has 2, we're not talking about mugs here.
Oh, no, but that's not the... Look, it seems like there's something weird about them having 2 votes on it. And let's say the foundation does the right thing by the currency and nothing dodgy happens and the currency's out there and it's working, so whatever. Facebook's the one that has the wallet of where the transactions happen with Calibra. Are the others going to launch one of theirs? It's kind of not clear. It's kind of not clear to me. It isn't clear.
I wouldn't think they would. I feel like it's been announced this is how we're going to pay with this new... And all the other guys seem to be on board. Calibra's the wallet that we're going to use.
I reckon he's just played. I reckon Mark Zuckerberg is an evil genius.